Aloha, dear friends. Welcome to part 3 of this amazing, they're all amazing, March 2nd, 2013 letter. So in part 2, we had just gone through many of the ideals of the Baha'i faith, the complementary nature of science and religion, and so on and so forth, and how, as Baha'is, we are dedicated to learning how to live these principles and implement them in our personal lives, in our Baha'i communities, and contribute to the wider society. And that's really the thrust of this letter, how to be agents of change and also honor our stance towards political non-involvement, but be like contributing to the integrated constructive forces of building a new society, a new world, and never imposing that vision, but being collaborators in that vision. So jumping right in. Numerous, of course, are the questions that the process of learning now underway in all regions of the world must address. How to bring people of different backgrounds together in an environment which, devoid of the constant threat of conflict and distinguished by its devotional character, encourages them to put aside the divisive ways of a partisan mindset, foster higher degrees of unity of thought and action, and elicits wholehearted participation. How to administer the affairs of a community in which there is no ruling class with priestly functions that can lay claim to distinction or privilege. How to enable contingents of men and women to break free from the confines of passivity and the chains of oppression in order to engage in activities conducive to their spiritual, social, and intellectual development. How to help youth navigate through a crucial stage of their lives and become empowered to direct their energies toward the advancement of civilization. How to create dynamics within the family unit that lead to material and spiritual prosperity without instilling in the rising generations feelings of estrangement towards an illusory other, or nurturing any instinct to exploit those relegated to this category. How to make it possible for decision making to benefit from a diversity of perspectives through a consultative process which, understood as the collective investigation of reality, promotes detachment from personal views, gives due importance to valid empirical information, does not raise mere opinion to the status of fact, or define truth as the compromise between opposing interest groups. To explore questions such as these and the many others certain to arise, the Baha'i community has adopted a mode of operation characterized by action, reflection, consultation, and study. Study which involves not only constant reference to the writings of the faith, but also the scientific analysis of patterns unfolding. Indeed, how to maintain such a mode of learning in action, how to ensure that growing numbers participate in the generation and application of relevant knowledge, and how to devise structures for the systemization of an expanding worldwide experience, and for the equitable distribution of the lessons learned. These are themselves the object of regular examination. The overall direction of the process of learning that the Baha'i community is pursuing is guided by a series of global plans. the provisions of which are established by the universal house of justice. And aren't we lucky? That's not in the letter, I just said that. Capacity building is the watchword of these plans. Capacity building. They aim at enabling the protagonists of collective effort to strengthen the spiritual foundations of villages and neighborhoods, to address certain of their social and economic needs, and to contribute to the discourses prevalent in society, all while maintaining the necessary coherence in methods and approaches. At the heart of the learning process is inquiry into the nature of the relationships that bind the individual, the individual, the community, and the institutions of society. Actors on the stage of history who have been locked in a struggle for power throughout time. Wow. I'm reading that again since I got all tongue-tied. Anyway. All right. At the heart of the learning process is inquiry into the nature of the relationships that bind the individual, the community, and the institutions of society. Actors on the stage of history who have been locked in a struggle for power throughout time. In this context, the assumption that relations among them will inevitably conform to the dictates of competition, a notion that ignores the extraordinary potential of the human spirit, has been set aside in favor of the more likely premise that their harmonious interactions can foster a civilization befitting a mature humanity. Animating the Baha'i effort to discover the nature of a new set of relationships among the three protagonists is a vision for a future society that derives inspiration from the analogy drawn by Baha'u'llah in a tablet penned nearly a century and a half ago, which compares the world to the human body. Cooperation is the principle that governs the functions of that system, just as the appearance of the rational soul in this realm of existence is made possible through the complex association of countless cells whose organization in tissues and organs allows for the realization of distinctive capacities integrated. So can civilization be seen as the outcome of a set of interactions among closely integrated, diverse components which have transcended the narrow purpose of tending to their own existence. Wow. Wow. Okay. Just as the appearance of the rational soul in this realm of existence is made possible through the complex association of countless cells. Wow, the appearance of the rational soul is made possible through the complex association of countless cells whose organization in tissues and organs allows for the realization of distinctive capacities, so can civilization be seen as the outcome of a set of interactions among closely integrated, diverse components which have transcended the narrow purpose of tending to their own existence. And just as the viability of every cell and every organ is contingent upon the health of the body as a whole, so should the prosperity of every individual every family, every people be sought in the well-being of the entire human race. In keeping with such a vision, institutions appreciating the need for coordinated action channeled toward fruitful ends aim not to control but to nurture and guide the individual, who in turn willingly receives guidance, not in blind obedience, but with the faith founded on conscious knowledge. The community, meanwhile, takes on the challenge of sustaining an environment where the powers of individuals who wish to exercise self-expression responsibly in accordance with the common weal and the plans of institutions multiply in unified action. Ya Baha'u'llah, my friends, we are a little past halfway in this amazing letter. I hope you are taking some joy and inspiration from this. Please join me in part 4, and I hope that you are inspired to study this more and bring this into action, into the tangible world. Of course, if you want to study along, there are links below, along to links to my Patreon. If you would like to support my work and be part of my inner circle, get first glimpses at things, and get to see what I'm working on and offer feedback on my artwork and that sort of thing, please remember to like this video and subscribe to this channel. It will help other people find it. And I will catch you sorry, I'm so tongue-tied. I'm ready to take a break. I'll catch you in part 4, or you'll catch me.